Come on in.
Just me?
Just you for right now. It looks like we got 3 people on Zoom, which is perfectly fine. There we go. Just get that hired up. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Awesome. We'll get started in just a minute. Good morning.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Good. I can't believe this place isn't packed out. This is
I know, that's what I was, my exact thought.
don't you guys put a good big back? That's good that we get all the information, leave all those people.
You know what? It's completely okay because,
Having technical difficulties.
oh no, we're doing good. It's gonna be recorded anyway. So we are going to be all set. So feel free to come on in, sit down. And we're gonna get started.
It's chilly in here.
Oh,
Feels wonderful.
Yeah, I'm looking hot. Blooded.
Roxanne, and your name is Lisa. I can remember you. Yeah, you're with Rebecca.
Where did we meet? And she should be here.
Pontevedra. Great
Did we
opening.
Pontevedra, or did we? Oh, also that mastermind up at,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was like my very first day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you probably were overwhelmed at that point.
No, you were. It was a lot, but it was good. It's good stuff. Obviously, there's someone to come on in. We are going to get started. So actually, if you're going to be following along on your laptops, feel free to just log into Command for right now. And we got 2 more people coming in on Zoom. Sweet. More people on Zoom. That's awesome. Welcome all the Zoom people. Perfect. Just making sure no one else is trying to come in. And we are going to be good. Awesome. Awesome. All right.
Crawford, Limbaugh, where are you down south?
It's on that particular. They call electricity charge them $310 to change.
Mr. Sparky does a lot in Nakati, honesty. Use them a couple of times.
Awesome. Well, welcome everybody to the first class that I'm actually teaching in this office, which is called Command More Money Through Command. I feel like by the end of this class, you all are going to have a lot of great knowledge about how to get more leads and maximize your return on your investment for your business. For anybody inside the classroom, if you want to follow along with me by taking out your computers, that's perfectly fine. Or if you just want to take notes as well, you're more than welcome to do that. Same for you on Zoom, everybody there. If anyone has any questions, feel free to just ask as we go along. You can never ask too many questions. So don't worry about missing any type of notes. I already typed out the notes for you, just in case. But feel free to take your own notes as well, if you feel like it's necessary. Other than that, feel free to just sit back, enjoy, and yeah, it's gonna be great. So today, really, I'm gonna show you how to maximize the Facebook ads by doing them through command. And the reason why I started this class was because I've noticed, being the agent services in Daytona from the past 2 years, that the agents have been doing kind of not doing it the correct way, or they decided to go directly through Facebook instead, which is the ultimate no-no for right now. And the reason why you don't want to do any type of Facebook ads directly through Facebook is because Facebook just recently updated their advertising policies and procedures, where agents will not be able to target specific groups of people, such as buyers, sellers, and investors that are going to be essential to your business. Doing it through KW Command, we are the only brokerage that has a specific contract and relationship with both Facebook and Google, where our agents get the lead for a cheaper price, on average $2 a piece. So I want to definitely show everybody, hey Rebecca, how to maximize using these Facebook ads through command, but doing it the right way is going to be super, super important. And that's what I'm going to show you all today. So if you're in command, actually, the first thing that I'm going to do is just walk you all through how to set up your Facebook account. I just want to make sure that everybody is connected. So before we even start making the campaign, you won't run into any issues. And what you're going to do is in the top right-hand corner, you're just going to select your name. And feel free to click on the settings icon. I'll give everybody a minute just to do that. When your settings page loads, you're going to want to make sure that the Facebook Ads Manager is completely connected. Is there anybody who is not connected to a Facebook business page?
So the ads manager is the business page?
Correct, yes. And you must have a Facebook business page in order to run an ad. You can't do it from a personal page. You can create a business page from your personal page, but a business page definitely has to be created for sure. This is great. It's okay, I could definitely wait a minute. If anybody on Zoom is having any issues, let me just check the chat box. Yeah, love it. Awesome, Lillian. If anyone on Zoom is having any issues connecting their Facebook account, feel free to just speak up. That's what we're here for. And Summer, you're good?
Yep.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, so once your Facebook account is connected, today we're going to actually be working inside of the campaign, which is going to be on the left-hand side of the little megaphone icon. And feel free to just go ahead and select that. Once it brings you to the dashboard of the campaigns applet, what you're going to want to do is click on the yellow, or not the yellow, the blue-green button that says Create Campaign at the top right. No worries. Also, too, it helps just in case the browser of choice should definitely be Chrome. I do know that anyone can use
Which
this.
one?
Chrome. Mhm.
Oh,
You must be in Safari. I bet.
yeah, I'm spinning. I don't even know my password in Chrome. Darn, I don't have that.
And you know what? It's completely okay if you don't remember your passwords right now, because one, this class is being recorded, and also two, I could always help you after the class to make sure that that gets set up. And then also, I let everybody know too that I already created a resource guide with notes for you to take back with you, so that way you won't be lost when you revisit this process. So once you click on the Create Campaign button at the top right-hand corner, you're definitely going to want to select Social Ad. Just a side note, they are working on the Google campaign ads as well. The Google paid search ads. It's just right now it's way too expensive for the agents, like those cost like hundreds of dollars, which are just like outrageously ridiculous. So they're trying to negotiate the terms of the contract. So just hang tight because that part's coming. But at least Facebook is all set up. When you're creating a Facebook ad and to do it the correct way, it's going to be best if you use a listing. And
Yeah.
you could definitely use another, of course, with permission. And
Okay.
just
Well,
and give it the street address. So if it happens to be like 123 Main Street, that would be the best way to keep track of your ad. What is your goal? You're always going to want to click on advertise listing, which is located at the top left-hand corner. Now, of course, you can create ads for any other type of thing that you're trying to advertise, whether you do a home buyers workshop, whether you want to advertise just maybe to your farm area inside Facebook just to get your name out there. That's completely fine. But if you want the actual leads for $2 a piece, they have always worked the best by doing the listing. So if you just give these a try a little bit, and then once you find the success of what you're going to receive coming back to you, then it might be a really good idea to get with like the agent services, or you can book an appointment with me, and maybe we can work on a tactic for like other Facebook ads besides just listings. If you scroll a little bit down while you're creating the social ad campaign, it's going to ask you where you would like the campaign to run. And everybody should definitely select Facebook. And also too, if you want to, it automatically should connect your Instagram page as well. Instagram has been a really great avenue to getting those millennial home buyers. And a lot more people are starting to gravitate more towards Instagram, but you still don't want to neglect Facebook because a huge portion of the database would definitely come from Facebook. So if you do want Instagram as well, just go ahead and select that. Twitter, I haven't used that in like years. I haven't really seen it progressing as much or getting too much business. But for the first ad, at least just try with just Facebook or Facebook and Instagram.
do they like charge you different amount if you click all 3 boxes? Is there like
No.
a benefit or?
Nope, because part of our contract is it's the same price for all 3 avenues. It will just divide up the expenditures amongst all 3 platforms.
Gotcha.
And then of course, finally, you're going to click on create campaign at the bottom right-hand corner. And it's going to pop up. I'm just going to switch back here real quick because I already have an example to go through with everybody. And for those of you that may remember, if you were not at the RE Summit during my class, this is pretty much the example that I did use that I wanted to share with everybody. So it's a really good thing that you all are here today.
Vincent,
Yes, ma'am.
so I clicked that, but then it says it's having a hard time connecting to my Facebook, so maybe.
So probably your Facebook might not be connected.
I'm pretty sure, it doesn't look like it was connected, but maybe I changed my password.
When you go into the settings and you see where it says Ads Manager, click on Manage, because sometimes the actual page itself isn't connected. Depending on the last time they actually went into the Facebook ads, the only annoying thing is that every time that Facebook updates their terms and policies, we have to reconnect the account to re-accept those new terms. And I can definitely take a look at that for you as well. The information that you just inputted should bring you to a page that looks just like this. The name and the goal is what we really just filled out. So the campaign name, again, if you just want to use the address or the street address, just to keep everything organized, it's going to help you so much. Of course, I always give suggestions, but you can label it whatever you wish. We made sure that the advertise listing goal was selected, and that was the first section. You're going to notice that if you did just create that campaign, a little pop-up window was going to appear. And that pop-up window was going to allow you to select the listing. So for anybody that doesn't know or is not aware, pretty much everything that Command does is synced to the MLS, everything is IDX fed, so it'll just pull that information right over automatically. And the best way for you to search a property, just to save you a lot of time, I know it says that sync my MLS button is right here, but there's still just a couple of on with it. They're just testing a couple of things out. But in the meantime, the best thing to do to search for a listing, of course, and especially if it's not your own and you don't see it on here, just change the status in this top right-hand corner to all statuses. And then change show only my listing to all listings. Finally, instead of searching the property address, it always pulls up automatically when you select from the MLS number. So if that's something that you just wanted to write down completely okay, that was something I just discovered like 2 months ago. And so you just change the MLS number, you would input the MLS number, and all of a sudden the listing will pop up. If it is your listing, you'll see your name down here. If not, it will be the listing agent's name, of course. And then you can just select the listing and it will automatically pull information over. For my example, I already selected a listing, which was 3601 South Atlantic Ave. My suggestion, if you're going to use someone else's listing, is try to make it a higher end listing because that's how you're going to attract the higher end buyers. This proved to be super successful, especially when the market was pretty crazy and there was like, what, 40, 50 offers on one home. It was actually the listings that you're advertising that were like, you know, in the lower millions to the higher millions that were able to get those buyers and actually sell them something pretty quick. Because most of the people who were looking for homes, they were like in the $200,000-$300,000 range. So it kind of sets you apart a little bit. And I also did some research too, and I was even able to pull the keywords when we get to that section, the luxury keywords to attract the luxury buyers that you should be using.
I've tried everything. I can't get the many listings to come up. What do you listing?
I don't mind taking a look.
And you gotta check, like, you gotta change the status to.
I use the MLS number, I'm trying the address number.
I mean, that's my.
All statuses, all listings, and it's not indicated right here. That's the MLS number.
That MLS number now.
Oh, that's the change out the address, that MLS number.
So that would be-
It's all right. And then search.
He's in a different school.
What's the property address?
720 Palmview Road.
So we got
Did you try, maybe just try searching by the property address? That might help. Maybe that.
Vincent, are you gonna send this out again, like you did before, on email or something? or-
Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna send it out via email. I'm also gonna send that recording. So this is also new news to everybody. I was gonna mention it at the next team meeting, but I work with the agent services across the offices, and now we're gonna be migrating to a universal YouTube channel that's going to be put onto the agent hub of each office. And each office, so it's one YouTube channel, but each office has their own playlist. So going forward, if any agent from any office would like the recording or need to watch that class again, we're just going to direct everybody to the agent hub. So that way we don't have to sit around asking for recordings, send it here, send it there, email it. It'll be right there on the agent hub as soon as the class is over, so everyone has immediate access to it.
So you're gonna email this to all the agents regardless?
I can do that, yeah, for
Well,
sure.
I don't know, I
because
mean,
I will definitely, yeah, if you'd like me to, I can totally do that, because I already have the roster, and,
I have to leave, I just got a call.
oh,
so
yeah, no, you're perfectly fine, I'll
I
email.
wanna know what, you know, I don't get to.
Yeah, no, definitely, absolutely. So when I upload it onto YouTube, what I'll do then is I'll copy and paste that link and I'll send it out to the office roster. So once you select the listing of your choice, what you're gonna do is all that information is gonna pull over. You're gonna see that there's already some text. On the right-hand side is what your Facebook ad is going to start to look like once you pull that listing over. And you have the option to view the Facebook preview for the web. And then also the mobile version as well, what it will look like. The next section, which is gonna be pretty important, is gonna be all about the text. You're gonna notice that if you just pull over at least like a listing, just for example purposes, you're gonna notice that some of the text from the property description and the MLS did pull over. And for the main copy, it's going to be extremely important that there are features of the home that are highlighted. So that way the consumer is going to want to see more pictures of that. So for example, Surfside Club condo building has just completed a 4 million restoration. brand new walk-in entry pool, rebuilt decks, new hurricane rated doors and windows, new landscaping and paving around the pool, new outdoor furniture. So a couple of things that the consumer is definitely going to want to click on the ad to see more pictures of would definitely be that brand new walk-in entry pool, the rebuilt decks, new hurricane rated doors and windows, just some other examples, any upgrades in the home. You're definitely going to want to add that in there. In the main copy, you can also include the bed and bath number too. That way you're not wasting anybody's time. And if it doesn't happen to be the home that the lead or the consumer is actually looking for, you can help them find a different. Also too, you're gonna wanna only use one picture on here. It's gonna give you the option where you can add multiple ones, but the key is to spark that curiosity for them to click on that ad. And in the next sections, it'll make sense why. But you wanna leave that curiosity there for them to get more information. Does anybody have any questions about the main copy?
In your little picture section, what did you click on to just get that? Because I've got options sitting here. Should I click on one of those options?
Yeah, definitely click on one of the options, and then when we get to the media section, you'll have the ability to re-update it, change it, or if you really wanted to add additional pictures, you could. All right, the headline, this one should be short and sweet. You only have 25 characters for the headline, so it should say something like attention grabbing. And some examples could be just listed, hot on the market.
Just on a-
must-see upgrades.
I can talk.
I hear somebody.
Well, this is kind of information, but they're gonna email it to you, so it's all right. Okay, what's up?
Okay, give me 1 second.
Well, what are our t-shirts?
Who is that talking?
Are these the t-shirts with the picture of?
Linda.
Okay, these-
All right, I got you.
Next one, Jody, is not muted.
You, awesome.
Okay.
All right. Cool beans, okay. So the headline, again, it could just be just listed, but also too, you can think about the option of using price reduced only for certain situations, because that could backfire a little bit. So like if you just have like a listing and for whatever reason, the price dropped by like 60 grand, which is what happened in a different office, I probably wouldn't make that the advertising point, but maybe like investor special or something like that, or investor opportunity. Because that could, especially $60,000. I mean, it's like who priced that in the beginning, you know, like, so just.
During the shift.
Yes. And then you can also add emojis if you'd like to. Sometimes I do like the fire one. Sometimes agents don't like to use emojis at all. I don't have like a particular preference or suggestion, but I would say maybe like on the higher end listings, don't really use the emojis. Usually they've been pretty popular with maybe like the $200,000-$300,000 homes.
Where do you pull in the emojis?
So the emojis, there's little
Oh.
circles. And if you want one in the headline, because the headline doesn't have it
Right.
there, you just select and then copy and paste it over.
Oh,
How do you use the emojis in here?
So, yeah,
there's an emoji at the bottom corner there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
sweet. And you have one for the description box and you have one for the main copy box.
Do you know if you can't pull coming soons because they're in coming soon? Do they have to be active status?
They have to be active
That's what I
status.
thought, okay.
Yep, if it's not currently in the MLS, you're not going to be able to pull that over, unfortunately.
So, but coming soons are currently in MLS.
Well,
Yeah,
as long as, so
but-
if they're in the MLS, then it should pull over.
No, but they're not on the IDX feed yet.
Yeah. they have to
Yeah,
be
you
on
Until they
can't.
go live, they don't kick into the IDX
Okay,
feed.
that
They go
makes
out all the different Facebook, all the rest of
Well,
it.
it sounds like you can advertise,
So,
right?
what's that?
You can't advertise in coming soon, can you?
Yeah.
You can?
What's that?
I think it was
Show
like
it.
You just can't show it.
Oh,
You
okay.
can advertise it, but it can't be shown to anybody.
Okay.
Realtors or-
If you have a waiver of entry,
Yeah.
you cannot put it on social media except in your brokerage's Facebook group.
Gotcha.
But coming soon, you can promote
Anywhere. Okay.
anywhere, yeah. I mean, you can blast it.
Cool. Yeah, the only thing that I heard from the brokers was it was just like a 24-hour rule. I was like, awesome. The description, please just try to use this as your description. Should always say, click for price, location, and more photos to see, in my example, beach getaway. But if it's not on the beach, maybe it's like a countryside retreat or something that fits the home. You could say beautiful property, something like that, like at least some type of adjective to describe the home. Because again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to reel in those consumers so that way they're at least just clicking on your ad for right now. We want them to click, we want them to be curious, we want to highlight those features of the home. And then of course that headline is going to just take it all in, where it's kind of like get it before it's gone, something like that.
Is that in your notes or do we need to write that down?
This is in my notes, yes.
Okay.
The only thing is, when it comes to the keywords, I do have like a good list of the keywords, but when it comes to the luxury keywords, if you'll kind of take a picture of that,
Okay.
I definitely want to make sure you have that. On the right-hand side, you're going to see how the ad is going to start to get built up a little bit. Does anybody have any questions about the text? Awesome. Okay, so then we're going to move on to the media section. And the media section, this is where you're going to be able to add additional photos. Again, my suggestion is to just use the one photo, maybe like a picture of the outside of the house or the property. And there's 3 dots, which we always use as our action items next to the current picture you had selected, where you can change the image, you can crop the image, or you can delete the image. For compliance purposes, you're definitely going to want to make sure that you do have the doing business as logo, so like the Keller Williams logo uploaded here. And then I usually just click on include my ownership statement. So when you see it on the ad itself, it's super small. So like it's not even going to bother your ad one little bit. The little logo is there at the bottom right-hand corner. And of course, you could change the position of the logo and the ownership statement left to right.
Will the logo automatically load?
Yes. Mhm. Yep, once it's uploaded, you should. If you run into any issues at all, select this include my ownership statement box, and they both should appear at that point. And then if you don't want the ownership statement on there, just uncheck that box at that point. The ownership statement is just each office is independently owned and operated. So that's kind of just like how we leave it. And then we would be all fully compliant with that, and then just save that section. Any questions about the media? Awesome. Now we get into the fun stuff. Facebook settings. We're going to configure that. Once your Facebook page was connected from the beginning, the account, it should be your name, and then you're going to select your page from the drop-down menu. So for example, I just choose Keller Williams Realty Atlantic Partners. That is going to be selected. That will appear right here at the top. And the only business pages will appear that are connected to your personal account. And if you do, we can also go back into the settings and just do double check the connection, even if it says connected. Sometimes we have to click on manage and then just recheck the box off.
I'll never catch it. I go with that.
It's okay, because even after this class, especially like if we get done like a little bit early, I don't mind walking around like it's a workshop and I can help everyone get connected, answer any more questions that they have. But at least like doing this first ad, it's going to give everybody a chance to have something to work off of, like a nice template. Especially like if you want to do additional ads, we'll be able to duplicate it, and we'll get to there in just a minute. So once the page is selected, you're going to have to choose the destination. It gives you 2 options, the Facebook lead generation form or a site or landing page. Not to get confused, we are going to create a landing page for the property, but always, 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 this is the most important thing, and I have it in my notes, but the most important thing to always do is click Facebook lead generation form. And the reason for that is because once we already, we kind of already put our Facebook ad together, we already had the text to reel them in, we sparked that curiosity. When they click on the ad, the Facebook lead generation form will automatically capture their information and then take them to the landing page with everything that we're promising to hold that connection together. So always make sure that we have that Facebook lead generation form selected. And the button label, you do have a couple of options like learn more, sign up, or apply now. The one that makes the most sense would definitely be learn more. Because we're not asking anybody to sign up or apply now. They definitely want to learn more about the listing, so that's why I have that there. And then you're still going to create a landing page, or you can direct them to a website. So once the consumer clicks on the ad, captures their information, then they get taken to the landing page. I'm going to show everybody how to create a landing page inside of Command that they could use. But also, if you feel like this is going to work better for you, you could always get the shareable link from that MLS, like it's the public view, and you can copy and paste that promo link and just put that in here. Also, too, if you want to direct them, if you're using the KW website, or if you have a website of your own, I'm sure the website, even if it's your own, will have like some type of search that the consumer can do. Just type in that property address from your website. And then just copy and paste that link in, because when they go to your website, then they have access to all the other content that's on your website, which should have a lot of interactive things like the mortgage calculator log, information like that. And that would be like for another class too with the website.
So there's 3 options there:
Mhm.
building your own landing page, using the MLS link, or using your link off your website.
Absolutely,
Okay.
definitely. There's always options. So I'm gonna just create a new tab real quick. I'm just gonna log back into Command because I don't wanna like get rid of this tab that we're currently in. And once you log back into Command using a second tab, we're gonna be working in the consumer applet to create the landing page, which is going to be the last applet towards the bottom.
Is this in your notes too, or should we be writing it?
It's in my notes. Do not worry. I got everybody covered. And then also too, I believe everybody has my contact information too. If they have like any questions, get stuck or into trouble. I always tell agents if something frustrates you for more than 5 minutes to drop it and call me, or I'll be the agent services when they get here. But I'm always here to help. Even if you think like something could be done a lot easier, something's just taking you a really long time to do, just call me, because even if there's not an easier way to do it, there's no harm in asking. All right, so once you're in the consumer app, you're going to click Create New Page at the top right-hand corner. And you're going to select as a landing page. Because you do have 2 options on my agent site or as a landing page. This one's just going to be a standalone landing page. And then we're just going to create the page. Once you get to that point, it's going to ask you, again, just like any project that you do inside of Command, the left-hand side is what your project will look like. The right-hand side are the widgets that we get to use to build our landing page.
Wait, can you go back a step before you,
Of course.
okay, where did you go to from here?
So first we went to the consumer applet, which is the last one all the way down at the bottom.
Right there.
And then we went to create new page at the top right.
Uh-huh.
It gives you 2 options, but we're going to select the as a landing page option.
Okay,
And then I just click create
got it,
page.
thank you.
Of course. The page name, which you're going to see at the top left-hand corner. Again, just to keep everything consistent, I would label it as the street address. And then I'm going to show you the proper way to build this landing page. So on the right-hand side, we've got the widgets that we're going to use to build the landing page. The first widget that you should definitely drag over for this landing page is going to be the branded header located at the top right. You just click it, drag it over, and just drop it. When you see this, all of your information, which is located in your marketing profile, pulls over automatically to make this such a seamless process. If you do happen to notice that the phone number may not have dashes or dots in it, or something's misspelled, or information's missing, then we just got to go back in your marketing profile and we can make sure that we get that all updated. So that way you don't have that issue when you create another landing page or with any other project that you work on inside of Command.
Does it have to have a dot or a dash in the number?
At least something to, so that way it doesn't look like a big lump sum number. It'll just make it easier. We try to push the easy button for the consumer.
So her, yeah, hers are, she's got the dark, her name is
Mhm.
dark, but then the phone number and,
It's grayed out, it's great.
Oh, like super grayed out?
yeah.
No, I mean,
Well, it's not a standout like yours
Yeah.
is.
I know, I think that should-
Oh, we can fix that, don't worry. We can still fix it.
Sounds like I'll be your fix-it project.
I know.
today.
And my KW just has a red KW, no, nothing.
Oh, yeah, mine too.
Oh, that's perfect. The one on the left, that's perfectly fine. That, when you see this little small thing here, is the team logo. So if you're on a team, you should have like a second logo there. If you're just an agent by yourself, don't worry. And then we can always get that resized from Scott Lori Marketing. There's certain pixels that he has to use. Even though that you resize it to 360 by 360 using Canva, he does something else on his end. So if anything doesn't look right or you need something to fix, reach out to me. And we'll get that taken care of for sure. So after you use the branded header, the next one that you're going to want to use is the listing block. So I'm going to just click it and drag it over. You're going to notice that green bar is separating each section. And you're just going to drop it. And you're going to see the templated version appear here. We haven't configured any widgets just yet. We're just building the landing page exactly how we would want it to be. Again, everything is IDX fed too. So when we do configure this widget and we select the listing, it's going to auto-populate all the information. It's going to look just like this, but it'll be just information for the proper listing. It makes it look super professional, super clean. It will create a slideshow with all the photos from the MLS. All the details and the features will be pulled over. And of course, they'll have access to a map that they can switch between the regular and the satellite version. After the listing block, we're not going to need to use a lead form. And the reason for it is because we don't want to come across as extra salesy. If the Facebook lead generation form is already capturing their information, there's no reason for them to have to enter in their information a second time. So after that, we're going to use the download my app button. Again, we're the only brokerage that actually supplies our agents with their own personal app URL that the consumer can definitely benefit from, and the agent also has advantages to using it too. I have no problems doing like an applet class, but I also feel that if the agent is educated on how the consumer applet works, they can better educate their customers on how to use it and why to use it. Instead of just going to Zillow or Realtor.com and just doing regular property searches. So for now, you're just going to click that over. You're going to drag and drop it. And you're going to see it says download the KW app. Inside your marketing profile, your own personal app URL is engraved inside of it. So whatever they click on this button, it's going to ask them to, well, first download the app from the App Store, and then it's going to ask them to sign up. And then once they sign up, you get that lead notification, and then they're completely connected to you. So even when they're searching any listings, if they happen to have any questions when they're looking, all their questions reroutes directly to you and not the actual listing agent. So you might be able to get a buyer out of that. And then finally, just to clean up the page, make it look super professional, everything's looking nice and clean. We're going to take that legal footer towards like the middle right-hand side of the page. And we're just going to drop that. And it's kind of like the ending credits. They'll have access to your social medias. They'll know that it's not a scam. And having information that looks like this page, something that they get taken to, we're keeping that connection together, because when they were originally clicking on the ad, we're like, must see features, must see upgrades. You're going to want to see, click for more, click for price, location, and more photos. They're going to get all that information here. And the biggest mistake that some agents actually make is that they take the consumer to a landing page that has nothing to do with the listing. Maybe it might just be like their website, and you immediately lose that disconnect with that lead automatically. Any little thing, anything that's super inconvenient for them, they're just going to run away. So this is going to be the best return on your investment. And again, it doesn't have to be this exact landing page. It could be one of the other website choices that we went over. And you're still bringing that trust and that connection there. You don't look spammy at all. You look like a real person, and everything will flow together. I'm also going to provide real world examples of how this worked in Daytona when I did this with the agents.
So I have a question.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
all pull this in, and we always pull the same house in.
Yeah.
How do you get the house if you're?
I'm just about to go there right now.
Okay, and also,
Mhm.
when I pulled over the legal folder,
Mhm.
I still have their legal,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was just trying to track that too.
you have,
Okay.
Mine says Third Street.
yeah, mine too.
Okay, yep, so after this class, we're all gonna edit this in your marketing profile, but I'm gonna show you how to change it in here for right now. So that way you don't have to do it every single
Cool,
time you
thank
create a
you.
page. So everyone should see at the bottom right-hand corner, a button that says configure widgets. Go ahead and click on that. And Lisa, I'm actually gonna start with you. In this top right-hand corner, I know it says like 2 out of 4. Feel free to click on the back arrow and go back to 1 out of 4.
I'm on 1 out of 4.
Perfect.
That's where I came to.
So when you see the phone number, go ahead and just put dashes or dots somewhere in between that. When you have like a phone number that's like all clumped up next to each other, it doesn't
Got it.
look as
Mhm.
professional as it could be.
All right,
And then if anything else needs to change, like if you needed to add a team logo, or if you want to delete it, the photo, it's completely fine. And then don't add in anything in the header text. And the reason for it is because if you look at the mobile version, the header text usually appears like in the center here. The mobile version will squeeze the letters where it'll just run down the page. So don't use any header text.
got it.
All the information anyway is going to be just right there on that landing page. And then you're gonna save and apply it once you make the changes. And then you can go over to 2 out of 4. I'm going to click on browse listings because again, everything is IDX fed. So if you want to type in the property address, or again, if you don't see the property after doing that, definitely use the MLS number. And I'm just going to use one of these examples that they have here. Or does anyone have a listing that we could use as an
You
example?
can use mine.
Awesome. What's the address?
164 Cross Cove Circle.
Crosscode. Oop.
That's my house. You can sell it too.
I love it. Cross Cove is 1 word or 2
Yeah,
words?
1 word, and I'm not finding it when I plug in Cross Cove in here.
Do you happen to have the MLS ID number?
Oh, I can find it. Let me just do it this way.
This is good stuff, everybody.
I'm still spinning.
But the true value will come when we go through the keywords and the things that only Keller Williams agents can do. Using the right keywords is going to be essential.
Okay, so we can put, it's 118
Okay,
7804.
beautiful. 164 cross code circle found you.
Cross Cove Circle, yeah.
So I'm just gonna select the listing. Feel free to give it a second, but it'll automatically pull over all the information, all the pictures on the right-hand side. Beautiful Ponte Vedra Beach listing. Again, when you're selecting a header image, feel free to just use whatever picture you'd like, because at this point, it's gonna take the rest of the photos and put it into that little slideshow that you saw before. So if you just wanna leave it as the first photo, you're more than welcome to. If you wanna change it, you could do that too. Once you click save and apply, you're gonna notice that Lisa's listing has automatically auto-populated. Beautiful pictures. It pulled over the listing price, the address, the details, property description. These are nice photos. This is your house? That's a nice house.
Where's that?
It's beautiful. Details and features. And then, of course, again, the map now has been located exactly where that one is currently at. So once you save and apply that, pretty much you're finished, unless you want to edit any additional details in the other sections. I usually just leave it as is. It's perfectly fine at that point. And then in the top right-hand corner, you'll see a button that says Publish Page. And you'll be able to click on that. And click on, yes, update it for sure. And it's going to take you right back here to the consumer applet. I'm gonna show everybody a little trick on what to do once you create your landing page. You're gonna see the landing pages tab up at the top. You're gonna see the landing page that was just created. On the 3 dots on the right-hand side, you're gonna click that and click on change URL. And the reason you're gonna do it is because this can come across as a little bit spammy when there's a lot of letters and numbers on the back end of it. So just erase everything that you possibly can here. And just put, again, just keeping it consistent, 123 Main Street, or whatever that address was, which was
Is that just always at the very end there?
correct, yes ma'am.
You have to keep the
So-
rest.
When I erase and type in again, it's all red.
Yeah, because we have to make sure, like, when you're typing, you're not doing any spaces since it is a URL. So I'm gonna do 123 Main Street 3 or 4, because I just already did a couple of examples.
So I try not to have a space,
Mhm.
but it creates its own space and it's coming up red.
Are you able to click and then do like a backspace to put that all back together?
It is that you've got a space there between them.
Is yours doing the same thing?
Oh, this space right here,
Yeah.
ignore
there's-
that space.
Okay, so then if I hit the start typing the address, it's, oh, you know what?
It's okay.
I had, yeah.
No, you're perfectly fine. I was ready to come right on
I was
over.
making a space after the 4 and C.
It's all good. And then you're just gonna create, once you get that URL in there and it changes that URL. If you're still working on your Facebook campaign on the left-hand side, there's no need to refresh. All you have to do is just click on choose landing page and it will appear up here. So I did Main 123 Main Street 4 and that appeared right here. And all you have to do is just select it.
Wait, how'd you get to that point?
So since we finished with the landing page,
Right.
we went back to the tab that we're working on the Facebook.
Oh, the
ad.
first tab, okay.
Correct.
So I don't have a URL in mine.
So go ahead and choose landing page. There should be a button on that right-hand side. And that landing page that you just created should pop up right there on that list.
Which one am I in? The first one or the second one?
First one, you're going back to the first one.
Yep, and it should
I'm
be
back
under the
in the
section,
first one.
Facebook settings.
Okay, yeah, Facebook and Instagram settings. Mine
Yeah.
says Facebook and Instagram settings.
Yep, that's perfect, perfect, yeah, because you must have selected, because I just selected Facebook on mine,
Okay,
yours is
okay.
Facebook and Instagram. That's perfectly fine, same section. And then you'll see underneath destination, after you selected the Facebook page,
Yeah,
you can choose the landing page. And then once you select that button, the list of all your created landing pages will show up, and then you can just select the correct one.
and then that button label you just left empty.
Correct. Oh, wait, no, button label should say learn more,
Okay.
definitely. Don't leave that one blank.
But I know why I can't select Facebook, because it's not reading my business one, even though it said it was connected.
Gotcha. So we'll save this ad as a draft, like don't completely delete it when we're done with it. We're gonna go back like towards the end of the class. I'll go back into your settings. I'll show you how we're gonna manage and update that. All right, now for the good part. Jana just left for it. We're gonna go under audience. So if you try to do an ad directly through Facebook without doing it in front of KW command or through KW command, Facebook, who knows where that ad is going to end up in front of? Because Facebook also just automatically rejects everybody's ad because it's always like in terms of violations for trying to specifically target people. But doing it through command, we're always able to skate right by that. And you won't have to worry about targeting specific groups of people because we're actually allowed to do that. And the way that we do that is through specific keywords. And I'm gonna make sure that you all have the correct keywords. I already had like a list of those, but when it comes to the luxury keywords, which I'm gonna add, I wanna make sure that everybody has access to those. Or I could take a picture and I could just like email it out to everybody. So if this is gonna be your first ad, you're gonna wanna create custom audience. or make sure you're on the custom audience tab. You do have two options. So just always know this, we can create a custom audience or target a custom audience through keywords, which we're gonna do. But you also have the option as well to, in addition, target your database. So if this specific ad needs to go out to, you know, maybe you have like a lot of buyers or, you know, in your database and you just want to like get the word out or help spread it somehow, it's completely okay. You can target the database, you'll select through the filters, pretty much like the tags. And Facebook's algorithm finds these people based on the phone number and email that you have on file for them. So that's if you want to
In
target.
command.
Correct, in command.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it will find them.
Does that, do you feel like that pulls money away from the other audience?
Yes. Oh, wait, no. I know what you're talking about. It will not.
Okay,
It.
there's
puts
no
all
harm
of
in
them
doing
together.
those.
There's no harm in that. Because it kind of takes your database and puts them in with that custom audience and it goes out to everybody involved. And you don't have to worry about any prices going up too, because that's what Facebook and Keller Williams works so long on, is to make sure that there is no differences with it. Because the target my database was actually a newer feature in the past couple months, and we just wanted to make sure that none of that was going to get disturbed, and it's not. So to target a custom audience, it's going to be super important that you select the correct location. That could be a huge thing. I do have a couple of examples. So obviously, United States, you can't run a Facebook ad outside of the country for right now. So anyone who has Canadians, we can't do Canada right now, just anywhere in the USA. Popular locations have always been New York, Chicago, Southern California, like Los Angeles, Miami. If you're gonna do Orlando, try to do like DeLand, Florida, because you can go up to 50 miles outside the radius to find these people. And you don't want to specifically do a place like right down the ocean side or on Atlantic beaches, because with that 50-mile radius, it kind of goes out into the ocean, so you lose a lot of people. So if you do kind of like more inland and do 50 miles out, it'll still get all areas. So choosing that right location is going to be super important. Candace Curtis, she's an ALC member in Daytona. And when I worked with her to do ads just like this, she ended up getting one buyer from Miami and she got 2 investors from Southern California.
Wow.
Those are the success. Brandon Owens, he, and we're gonna get into like the follow-up and the smart plans, keeping everything on autopilot. But some of the leads didn't respond back to him for the first time for 2 months. So the key is to always not stop following up, which we're gonna get to. But for right now, just talking about location, you can only do 1 location per an ad. So if you want to advertise this listing in multiple locations, what we'll do is after we publish the campaign, we'll have the option to duplicate the campaign and we'll just change out the location. The radius, again, you can go up to 50 miles, which I always highly prefer. The only reason why you would want to do any less is if you're trying to just target a specific neighborhood, or if there's specific restrictions or reasons why you would not want to go up to 50 miles outside of that. When it comes to the keywords, you're going to notice that you're going to be able to add interests. There's going to be a little button down here. So through Facebook's algorithm, a couple of the keywords that you're definitely going to want to use when you do searches. That's going to include house hunting, mortgage calculator if you're accepting any financing, real estate investing, real estate development, especially for those investor opportunities or around this area. I know Airbnbs have been really popular among investors with homes. Real estate appraisal, creative real estate investing, home, condominium. I only did condominium because that example was condominium. Mortgage loans. We're also going to add our favorite word, which is cash. And then we're also going to add in the luxury keywords. One of the luxury keywords is going to be luxury vehicle. Facebook's algorithm predicted that if they have enough money for a luxury vehicle, they most likely have enough money for a luxury home. Also, the stock keywords were helpful with investors. Stock market, and stock exchange. Also market watch. That was pretty popular. And then I think those for right now are pretty good, along with these. If I think of any more in my head, I'll probably just go back to my notes. But once you select those keywords, the one thing that you should always do, you're gonna see a narrow audience button. Definitely click on that and search 2, or actually it could be 3 keywords. It's gonna be Zillow, Realtor.com, and Trulia. When you're searching for the Zillow and Realtor.com tags, make sure that it's only Zillow and Realtor.com. Don't use Premier Agent and don't use Realtor.com Pro unless you have plans to target other agents.
Wait, so you said use Zillow, I heard?
Zillow, Realtor.com, and Trulia in the narrow audience section. Because what this is telling us is now this ad is not only going to get placed in front of somebody who fits the algorithm of one of these keywords at the top, but one of these keywords plus, they're also registered and affiliated with Zillow, Realtor.com, and Trulia. So that way you're actually getting the leads without paying Zillow and Realtor.com thousands of dollars for them. This is going to help narrow it, so all the people that this ad gets put in front of are actually going to be home buyers. So we're just keeping that connection together. Everything is running smooth. Does anyone have any questions thus far?
Yeah, I'm gonna need to start over.
It's all right. I got the notes. I'm gonna send out the resource guide at the end of the class. And then you'll have this recording too to look back on. How's everybody doing on Zoom real quick? You have to have it. Hey Lillian, do we have to have what? Sorry, I kind of saw this. Oh, that was an old question. Got it. Okay, cool beans. Anything else, just let us know. Cool. So we got the cash, we have the luxury vehicle, we have the stock market, stock exchange, the mortgage, house hunting, home, perfect. You're gonna notice on the right-hand side that it's already defining my audience up to 7.2 million people, which is actually pretty good. Then again, it's also in New York, so who knows, like what other locations that you decide to do. Feel free to try doing one like locally as well, and then try doing one like out of state as too. Just if you're gonna be practicing with these, it's gonna help so much. And then you're gonna save the section. And what doesn't it like that I did? Oh, I'm not gonna target my database. So save. Then we're gonna move on to the lead settings. So what do you want to happen to leads that come from this campaign? We're gonna definitely auto tag them for sure. And my suggestion when you create any tags for these Facebook ads, definitely the street address in the beginning. So I got 3601 South Atlantic Ave. I did hyphen Facebook ad lead, letting me know that this is coming from a Facebook ad. And then finally, the location. Because if you are advertising this ad in different locations, you're gonna wanna know where those leads are coming in from and where they're coming in. So when you do any like follow-up calls, you could be like, oh, I know that you're looking for a home. I know you live in Chicago right now, so what's going on, you know, and then just work it that way. So just to recap with that, the consumer clicks on the ad, captures their information. They'll automatically be put into your database with this tag, and you'll get the lead notification at the top right-hand corner, letting you know that.
Well, how did you make the tag?
Oh, so to create the tag, all you have to do is just start typing whatever it is that you want. So if it's 123 Main Street, I'm just gonna create a new tag. You get to select one of the colors that you'd like. Then you're gonna click this blue-green add button. And then it's gonna appear right there. And you can do multiple tags if you want to. And then also, if you have the KW Command mobile app downloaded, which is the mobile app for Command, you'll be able to get these lead notifications as push notifications on your phone, so you can act on them even quicker.
So how did you get the red and the green?
So all you have to do is where it says auto tag, just go ahead and click. And just start either using one of the tags that you already have, or just start typing.
You can make your own. You
Yeah.
can add as many as you want.
And then you'll just create a new tag, and then the color bar will appear, and you can choose whatever color you'd like. It's some cool stuff. So once you get the leads, and I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna jump ahead real quick, just the duration of budget. Your investment should be no more, at least on the first ad, no more than 30 bucks. And if we stick to the formula with Keller Williams agents doing it this way, that is $2 per lead, so you should get 15 leads out of this. And it only takes one of those leads to turn into a sale or a referral to make your money back. And if you don't want to work all the 15 leads, you can refer them out to maybe newer agents or agents that are super hungry, because the key is that you should not stop following up with them, those leads, which is why we're going to use a couple of the successful smart plans that I got from Family Reunion this past February. So that way you can just put that all on autopilot. So it's not taking time out of your day. And when they eventually respond, you'll just get the notification. You'll be kept updated. And really, it just takes some time with some of those leads. But the good news is at least we're doing it the right way with the ad itself. We're giving them something that they're semi-interested in. We're making sure that what we put on that landing page, it matched. We don't look spammy. We don't look, nothing's misspelled. Everything looks professional, nice and clean, and some branding is like everything. So once we have that all done correctly, they'll automatically be tagged, whatever tags that you choose, and then you can automatically assign them to a smart plan. You can choose some of the smart plans from your library, but I'll go through a couple of examples that may be really good. So one of them is going to be the My Monthly Neighborhood Nurture. Is there anybody in here who is not familiar with the My Monthly Neighborhood Nurture smart plan? No, it's completely okay. So this is actually the only smart plan that you can't actually put on here to do automatically, because they have to be assigned a neighborhood first. I just put that here so that way I didn't forget to tell you all about it. So what happens is when the lead comes through, you'll be able to assign a neighborhood to that lead, specific lead in the timeline part of the database. And I'm gonna leave over here.
So we have to do that though.
Yeah,
Once we get the lead, we'd have to go in and,
yeah.
will it give us their address?
Yes, it will give you, no, it won't give the address, and just add the neighborhood for around the listing location, yes.
Oh, okay.
Because, and then once you have a connection with them, or you start talking to them a couple of times, that's where you can pull all that additional information. But definitely include maybe a neighborhood or two around where that listing was, for sure. The reason why this is such a popular smart plan is because, one, this is updated automatically. It will show you the average home price or the consumer. Is a professional email, again, from your marketing profile. It goes out either once a month or twice a month. Once you put them on the smart plan, you never have to worry about it again. It's completely on autopilot. And these are just simple touches that will go out. You can include as many neighborhoods as you'd like. And if they decide to explore any of those neighborhoods that are currently added on to their contact card, it will open up a new window that looks just like this. They'll have the ability to scroll through all the neighborhoods they were assigned to. If they start looking at listings, you're going to get notifications at that bell notification. And if you're using the Command Consumer KW Command mobile app, you'll also get those notifications as push notifications on your phone. And it will tell you what listing that they're currently looking at from this email. And it'll leave you a highlighted link where you can click on it and you can see all the information that they were looking at. So especially if they have questions, you'll be able to get all that info automatically. They will have the ability to add their own neighborhood, but what I've noticed with agents is that typically the consumer is actually the one that has been reaching out to the agent to add them to a specific neighborhood, so it's actually kind of weird that they don't always see that. And then of course, at the top right-hand corner, they have access to the neighborhood stats. And these neighborhood stats pretty much show you like everything about that neighborhood, like the home price, the price per square foot, the days on the market, the current stats, the sold stats. They can search for a place to see how far it would be from that specific neighborhood. And then all the public schools in the area, restaurants, groceries, nightlife, cafes, shopping, arts and entertainment, fitness. They can find all of that in that neighborhood. So it's just like super helpful information. Again, once you just add the neighborhood, it just goes on autopilot, and then any interactions will get those notifications out. So that's one smart plan I highly recommend everybody to use. And plus, it really fits in to the fact that like if you were advertising a listing and these are actually like people who want to purchase, depending on like what they can afford, this smart plan kind of follows up and they can do like their own searches. Now, the other smart plans, if you have them selected here, they'll automatically go on that smart plan. Once the lead's information gets captured, of course, they automatically get tagged, put into your database, and they'll automatically get put onto a smart plan, so everything just stays automated. And an example of that one would be the My Golden Equity Smart Plan. So when I was in Orlando in February for family reunion, there was one presenter, and her name is Nakia Dollar, and I believe she's a top producer in Atlanta, Georgia, or Huntsville, Alabama. I can't remember which location, but she created this Golden Equity Smart Plan, and she ended up getting 12 closings by using it. I love how the smart plan isn't salesy at all, and it really talks about like the equity in someone's home. So if you already have the consumer on the My Monthly Neighborhood Nurture to handle the buying end of things, the My Golden Equity will also convince them to sell their home because most likely, unless they're renting, if they're looking for another home, they most likely need to sell their home too. So it's another smart plan that you can utilize. So let me go ahead and pull that up for everybody to take a look at. For those of you that are not familiar with the smart plan, a smart plan is a series of steps used to automate the lead generation and follow-up processes. And you can download the smart plan from the smart plans library, which I have in my notes on how to do. But again, with any project that you're working on inside of Command, the left-hand side is what your project looks like. The right-hand side are going to be the widgets that you use to create the smart plan. So a couple of items that you can use for that smart plan: create a task, make a call, send an email, send an SMS or an automated text message, set delay, add to another smart plan, or you can restart a smart plan. The smart plans that came from the smart plans library already have content created. So it's really up to you to like personalize it to how you would follow up with a customer, but at least like you have a base right there for you. So this smart plan is saying on day one, it's automatically going to send an email. So once that lead information comes through, they're going to get tagged, put into your database, and then they're going to receive this email. You can change the subject line. It says, "Don't let this happen to you." That almost makes me feel like it's a little bit too salesy, but you want to have a subject line that's pretty attention grabbing, something that they're going to be, again, spark that curiosity and add that in there. So it doesn't have to say, "Don't let this happen to you," but if you find something more creative, or if you need samples, I can always pull them from the web. This one says, "Hey, contact first name. You may have heard the real estate market is hot, interest rates are low, there's a heavy buyer demand. We've seen property values up in ranges of 5,000 to 105,000 pure equity. Maybe some of those numbers need to be changed based on what location you're in. So feel free to just definitely edit that. But I love that it says, "P.S. There's no obligation to sell. We just want you to be informed about the current value of your property. Just reply and include your property address and we'll do the research for you." And just being a resource, you're already establishing that connection. There's a couple of other follow-ups that go along with it, like setting a delay. Maybe you want to manually send out a text instead of using Twilio. I know Twilio has like a thing going on right now, but I know a lot of agents don't like the automated Twilio application because it loses that personal touch. It pretty much like when an automated text goes out to a customer, a second text is automatically going to follow behind it because of the TCPA rulebook. And that Twilio text is going to say, to opt out or to unsubscribe, just say stop or yes or anything like that. And you kind of like immediately like lose that personal connection there. But if you just want to set this up where it's just to create a task where you manually send it out, feel free to do so, completely fine. Set the delay, make a call, all things to help remind you to also follow up with the customer too, but a lot of it will be on autopilot. And finally, the last smart plan that you want to use is the My Nick Baldwin's Facebook lead follow-up. This is going to be the smart plan that I recommend you using for all your junk leads. Like if you haven't heard from some of the leads, just put them on this smart plan. And you can book an appointment with either myself or the agent services, market center tech trainer to work through that one specific smart plan because it goes on for like 2 months. And you could restart it, of course, but we would definitely want to make sure that you personalize each section to your liking of how you follow up. And then, of course, if you need like a couple of tips and tricks on the best way to like hook somebody in.
Which one is it called?
It's going to be called the Nick Baldwin,
Oh,
My Nick Baldwin's Facebook Lead Smart Plan.
okay.
I don't have that in the library.
It's going to be in the library, correct? So
I
let me
don't show that. in the library.
I'm gonna go right there right now. So if you're in the Smart Plans applet, we're gonna go to library, located towards the top right. And I just usually just put in Nick Baldwin, as the author.
Here it is.
Oh, yeah,
Facebook lead smart plan.
yeah,
Okay.
but I think his is,
It's only got 4 people.
yeah, so what I really like is the fact, so this one, it was rated 4 times, but it was downloaded 1,209 times. It gives the name of the smart plan. I feel like it was something else.
So you can choose from any one of those. You can look through them and see what you like.
Oh, absolutely. I highly recommend just paying attention to the reviews and the downloads because the reviews are based off of the success of their business. Author name. We call them probably it's like,
How long do you want the duration of the smart plans to be?
So a good thing to have is that 10-day campaign that they recommend. But if you can try to have it go between like a weekend or 2 weekends, the heaviest traffic does come through on those weekends. And then also like during lunchtime.
Okay, so the smart plans I'm looking at are duration 31 days, 90 days, 25 days.
Yeah, so when it says duration, that's gonna be the total amount of days that it goes for. The steps are really gonna be it counts like pretty much all the steps that are located inside that smart plan. So the reason why it says 6 touches, but 11 steps is because the touches include any task per call, email, text message, or creating a task. The other steps could include the set delay, which really isn't a touch point, it's just setting the delay before you reach back out to them. Or restarting the smart plan, that's another step, but it's not really counted as a touch. And so that's pretty much just like the difference with those
How many
numbers.
touches should we look for?
Um,
How many touches should we look for?
Oh, so when it comes to the Nick Baldwin one, at least like, I would say maybe between like a lot, like 16 to 20, if possible.
So is that the Nick Baldwin one you're looking at, the buyer one?
Yeah, so I searched Nick Baldwin by the author name, and I just pulled up like all his current smart plans. Now, I already have his smart plan in my smart plans, but the correct title of this one is called My Nick Baldwin's
Facebook lead smart plan.
Facebook Lead Smart Plan.
That
Yeah,
one has 23 downloads.
only 23
Mhm.
or 23 reviews.
23 downloads, no reviews.
Gotcha. He probably just published that recently, didn't he? I think it should have the published date.
January 2021.
Oh. Well, we're gonna take that and it definitely needs probably like some updating or editing. And I know in Daytona, I've worked with several agents where I just need to get the smart plan that takes out the text and puts in the created tasks into the library so that way everyone else can start downloading that too. And then of course you can personalize it to yourself, but no matter which smart plan that you choose from Nick Baldwin's, it's going to have like the same basic information. I texted you yesterday about the homes you looked at, that I put on Facebook, wasn't sure if I had the right number for you. Also too, it would send out, the smart plan will send out automated emails saying like, here's the link to additional homes that you might be interested in. Just like little touch points that go on for quite some time, and it will come back. They'll come back eventually. But that's where like a lot of your junk is. Definitely utilize the My Golden Equity first, the My Monthly Neighborhood Nurture, and then the Nick Baldwin Smart Plan last. Sweetness. Does anyone have any questions so far? Sweet. And so, like I said, I definitely recommend booking an appointment with myself for the agent services. So that way we can just have a full like appointment time for like an hour, hour and a half. And just make sure that the way that you like to follow up, it's gonna be sincere, it's gonna be honest, it's gonna be trustworthy, doesn't come across as salesy. Because once you have the smart plan perfected, you're pretty much golden. And you can definitely utilize leadership to help you with that for sure. So I'm just gonna say that we did our automated tags and our automated smart plans. Oh yeah, one more thing about the tag. So if you're advertising this in multiple locations, not only do you just have to change it out in the Facebook settings for the location, but also in just the tag too. Where it says New York, if you change out that location, just create a new tag for the new location. Duration and budget. So we do recommend doing that 10-day campaign. Try to have it go throughout the weekend. And like I said, no more than 30 bucks on your first one, just to test it out, just to see what you get by doing it this way. You don't have to do 30 bucks either, you can do less, but just know it's just $2 per lead. So even if you did like 20 bucks, you should expect 10 leads at that point. And that's on average. When the leads come through, you get those notifications, they'll be followed up with. It wouldn't hurt to call them. But this is the correct way to definitely do the Facebook ad for the best return on investment. Now, if you wanted to use the Facebook ads for something other than the listing, like kind of how I mentioned in the very beginning, you'll definitely be able to do so. Just make sure that you get with myself or the agent services, but myself for now. So that way the content that you are putting out there is being done the right way. Like sometimes giveaways work, sometimes home buyer workshops work. We just got to advertise it in the right way. So it's all about the creativity part. I do have a journalism degree, so I can help with that. And if anybody has any questions, just feel free to use me as a resource, for the time being.
Where are you located?
I live in Daytona, so I go to each market center, the two in Jacksonville, St. Augustine, and Daytona 3 times every month. So typically, and I always let leadership know like when I'm going to be here, so maybe it might be helpful to let you all know. But if you ever need to book an appointment with me, from any email that I ever send out, in my email signature, it says click here to book an appointment with me. You can choose any day or time that works with your schedule. And I do have the different sections. So for example, like this office specifically, it says Atlantic Partner or Atlantic Beach office in person only, And of course, like if you're an agent of Atlantic Beach where you prefer to still do it on Zoom, we can do that. And then I have like a section that says like all Keller Williams Atlantic Partners Group Zoom only appointments, because I do work from home as well. So it's kind of like a hybrid position. And you can just pick any day or time. And if you don't see anything on my calendar that you feel like it's too far out, just email me and then we can maybe set something up. But this is what I'm here for, and I'm so excited.
So and so unless you're teaching up here, then book appointment with you while you're in town. If not, come to Daytona or Zoom.
Oh, yeah, don't come to Daytona. Don't go all the way down there, I promise. I prefer Zoom. Zoom would be better because I can share my screen and we could just like go through everything. That's the beauty of the technology pieces. We have something blowing up in the chat box.
You should have come in first.
But it's not linking to my database. Do you have to create an audience within your DVD? Wait, what's the DVD? Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it's going to ask you when you're targeting specifically your database, it's going to ask if you want to filter out by the tag. And then you just select the people, all the people who are in your database with that tag will be pulled in on that Facebook ad. Is there a benefit to using a KW landing page versus using my website landing page? Honestly, if you can use your website landing page, try to use that. I know I showed you how to create a landing page inside of Command. Because I always get feedback from the agents on what they like and what they don't like. And one of the things that they weren't too happy about, and I'm just gonna show you a prime example of this. I'm gonna go back to the landing page that we just created. It comes down to the square footage. I think it only does like the total square footage and it doesn't do the livable square footage. And I guess to some agents it made like a big difference. So then that's when I recommended to the website for sure, because at least like if you use your own personal website, all the details are still there. And at least you don't have to worry about, see, it says it right here, 2,236 square feet, but I'm sure that's not like the livable section. That was the only complaint that I've gotten, so totally up to you all. I mean, it's not false information, it's just not specifying that this is total square feet, not livable square feet. It's kind of like a little vague. So, but that was like the only thing that I've noticed. Everything else kind of came through pretty well. So. Does anyone have any questions? Oh wait, is there a benefit to you? Perfect. Of course, anytime, Lillian. Does anyone else have any other questions? Pretty much about to like wrap up. So we do have like 10 minutes. I can take questions for 10 minutes if you want to do a little bit of a workshop, or if you want me to get you connected or get some of that basic stuff set up. Do y'all feel like this is a little bit helpful for you? I'm telling you, I'm like.
Is the budget and the cost by the size of the audience, is that how does the pricing actually work on the leads?
Yeah, so.
They're variable rates.
It doesn't matter how much money you definitely put in here. It's just only going to target the specific people that are defined to the keywords.
Okay.
So the pricing's not going to be different. The only thing that's going to change the amount of people is the potential reach, and that goes based on the miles. So if you do 50 miles outside the radius, this is 50 miles outside the radius, but if I change that a little bit, the people will diminish. Like if I only did want to do 10 miles outside the radius, it'll be a lot less people. Because some agents do like to work with, buyers that are like right next door to them. So that's why, but most agents will expand that opportunity and get every lead that they could possibly get.
So
And-
go ahead, you go first.
No, I was gonna say, the guy I saw at Mega Camp, one of the most interesting people I ever saw,
Mm-hmm.
was talking about how he micro targets
Yeah.
ads and it keeps the price down. I don't know if maybe that's Google ads instead of Facebook ads.
It could be Google ads for sure.
Because
Because
he
that's
said-
what,
He said he targets specific neighborhoods
Mhm.
and that the cost per click or ad or lead is much cheaper when you do like Queens Harbor real estate.
Mhm.
And because it's so specific,
Mhm.
you're charged pennies for that ad versus, beaches real estate. It's a lot more broad and costs more money.
Right. I'm thinking that was probably one of the Google paid search ads before they had to take that off, because the thing is, when it does come to those Google paid search ads, they're like super crazy expensive, which is probably why he introduced that idea, because you can definitely geo-target through the Google ads. I know that for a fact. I'm currently building my Google business class that includes targeted ads and the analytics that I think y'all will find very, very helpful. And so for this geo-targeting, it shouldn't affect for the Facebook ads, the price at all.
Okay.
I'm even gonna just. Yeah. For example, a bunch of these jobs. Let me just see if the people change, which I don't think that they would. Like say 40, because that's the only type of targeting we can do. Yeah, it changes,
Alright.
but the price is still gonna be the same. So
Right.
regardless, the algorithm doesn't change with the Facebook ads. So no matter how much money you spend, where you're advertising it, it's always gonna be $2 per lead.
So for everybody that actually clicks through,
Mhm.
you get charged at $3.
Yep, because it all comes down to those keywords too. So if you have the keywords right, that ad is going in front of all the qualified people. There's no like people outside that frame. That's why I always say never ever do the Facebook ad directly through Facebook, because who knows where that ad would end up in front of, and you can't specifically use these keywords and target buyers, sellers, and investors. So if your audience is right and that ad is going in front of all these people, it's just a matter of like how many miles radius you want
And
to
all of
go.
these people, are you talking about the people that are in your database?
Oh, so you can target by database, yes. Or you can just do a custom audience like how we did today. So targeting by the database, if Facebook's algorithm will find them no matter where they're at based on their phone number and email.
Okay.
Their accounts linked to that, for sure.
Okay.
So basically, it's not saying how much it is per lead there. It's just saying you're doing it for 10 days at $3 a day or a max of.
Correct, and then just
How's
know,
the per click or per lead
Oh.
determined?
let me show you this. So once you publish your Facebook ad, you're going to come back over to the campaigns applet, and this time you're going to select paid ads because you're already able to have it run. So I'm going to just try to do some of my past ones. And also too, really quickly, the 3 dots on the right-hand side, just click duplicate campaign if you want to advertise in multiple locations.
What type of statistic are we looking for?
So the pay per click, so if you look, I did one, I wanted to get more referrals. This was like an ad that I did like maybe like a year ago or 2 years ago. And you'll be able to keep track of all the statuses. You'll see how many days it's going for, clicks per the million, per million people. You'll be able to see how many total clicks were on the ad, how many leads that you actually got. But what it really does before it completes, it'll show you the impressions. The amount of impressions are the people that will see the ad, but don't click on it, they just keep on scrolling past. The clicks, which will be in the middle, those are how many people actually clicked on the ad. And then the leads will be the total amount of leads that you have, which is why the Facebook lead generation form is super important to have. Because once they click on that ad, they'll capture their information and then take them to the landing page. So essentially, you could have a lot more impressions, but now the clicks and the leads should be similar in number.
So they can click, but that's not considered a lead?
Correct, yeah, they can click, they'll have to fill out their information.
Oh, so
That's how
once
it
they
captures.
fill out, that's the
But
lead.
you're charged either way because they clicked.
Correct,
Okay.
absolutely. And the thing is, even if you decided to pause the ad, like for some reason, maybe the listing sold or something like that, and you just need to pause it,
Can you tweak it to then just say just sold?
can't do that.
Because they
Yeah.
know better than to allow that.
Yes, you would have to pause the ad, then you'd have to duplicate it and then make the changes that you want and then rerun a new ad. Because Facebook doesn't ever give money back. What they do is they'll give you Facebook credits back. So if you ran an ad and if you're doing $30 and you spend $25 of that, it will take that extra $5 after you pause the ad and put that towards your new Facebook ad.
Okay, so there's no, so that is the way to pause means to stop it.
Correct,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
and then can you archive that for later?
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
Another
With
option.
Yep, because I'm actually in my archive, these are
Oh,
like
okay.
all old ads, and if you ever needed to restore it, you can definitely do so. We used to allow like an official like delete campaign, but we found that archiving was a lot better for agents because sometimes they'll just delete their work and then realize that they needed it, and then they already deleted it, and there's no way to take back a deleted one, so using the archived option is so much better. And then if you're officially sure you just want to delete it, you go into the archive section and then just really delete the campaign. I usually say this here just as I try to bring up examples with it. Not really sure how successful this was or like what my test run was, but you can definitely keep track of the impressions, clicks, and like the metrics will be in here as your ad runs through. So fear not. And then the geo-targeting, I'm pretty sure that was all with the Google ads for sure.
So it says you were running that on 2 channels. Is that 2 different areas?
Yeah, so I think I was doing it on Instagram and Facebook.
What do you think, is
Yeah.
it best to do both?
Yeah, so still a majority of your audience is going to be on Facebook, and Instagram is just really becoming more popular with the millennials. And I guess in the news, they said a lot more millennials are buying houses. It's the Gen Z people, I guess, that gotta watch out for, but the millennials are the new home buyers, especially the ones in their 30s, I think. And they're all like on Instagram.
So if you want to hit like a luxury buyer, sort of that
Yes.
45 and up type
Mhm.
buyer.
You're gonna wanna use, let me go back into the ad, so that way you can use, those luxury keywords.
Millennials are sweet and everything, but
Right,
I wouldn't mind a second and third, time purchaser versus,
that's why, yeah, you're definitely gonna wanna,
and I'm a millennial.
I'm a millennial, actually, I was born in 93.
I was 86, so I'm like that caught in the middle
Gotcha,
millennial, where like I could be the generation before and then kind of a
Yes.
millennial.
that's how those are with like 1997.
I'm the best, whatever the nineties, rock out nineties, 81. What do you call me?
You were born in 81. What year were you born?
81.
81, you're like me.
What did you say?
I'm the
I'm
cutoff.
older, so.
I forget what we're called, I think we're
I'm like right at the cutoff.
Is it Y? Is it Gen?
I have no idea.
I
I
don't know.
keep trying to figure that out.
There's a whole, you can
I-
Google it.
I'm not gonna tell you when I was born, but I would have cut off time too.
My parents are 60s and 70s, I think they saw it on rumors, which I've heard people use is not nice.
Yeah, of course.
It's rude.
I love this. Okay, I'm gonna put up these keywords and feel free to just take a picture of this. So that way you always have it handy for yourself.
So you type in luxury vehicle,
Mhm.
because they're
Because
typically.
you can't put luxury real estate.
Correct, yeah, so they only have specific keywords that you can use. And I actually got that luxury list from Nick Baldwin.
I love him.
Yeah,
He blew your socks off, huh?
oh my
Yeah.
gosh, he is.
He was at, where were you, family reunion or mega camp?
I was at family reunion, and the reason why I like him so much is like I take everything that he says and then I apply them on the Daytona agents, and they were successful, which is like, I need to teach this everywhere. I was like, how does nobody not know this? You know,
Yeah.
with the Facebook ads.
Have you found him on Instagram or Facebook?
Yeah, he's on Facebook.
Yeah, does he promote anything, see anything there?
He does, yeah, okay, so if you're not already a part of like his Facebook group, it's called Command for Conversion. And he's always putting like those tech hacks in there, so like, he's one of the resources that I'll do. So like pretty soon, I will be taking like a lot of his information and start posting them in the Facebook groups, just like Tech Tip Tuesday or something, so that way y'all have something fresh on your mind for any changes that do come across.
Is there a maximum you can put in there?
You can put unlimited keywords.
Because when I just tried to do the home one, it doesn't go in.
You just gotta be a little
I
bit
got it,
gentle
I
with
got
it.
I got it.
So these are not considered hashtags.
Right, they're called
Sound like
keywords.
such work. Okay.
Oh my gosh, you're fine. You are fine. And then let me just add the Trulia real quick, I'm sorry. Follow these keywords, and then some of the differences, if it's a condominium, there's a condominium tag. If you have a land listing, they have agricultural tags, single family detached, townhouse. But definitely use this, at least get a lot of the, oh crap, I forgot one. It's called investor. Don't be afraid to use investor and then connected investors. Because I'm pretty sure that was the keyword candidates used to get those two investors from California. And this is like a really great area for, you know, these heavy hitters to be investing in. Mhm. We're just like in a really good location for that. And then again, if you need help finding, like if it's your listing and you don't mind another agent to bring the buyer, depending on whatever situation you're in, just add the Zillow Premier Pro or Premier Agent and Realtor.com Pro, so you target the other agents so they can bring the buyers. Cool beans.
Thank you.
I appreciate it all.
Is there a place, I vaguely remember when I was on the team, I'm trying to recall that, but is there a place where we could see where the majority of the buyers are coming from? Like, for a
Yes.
while it was
Command has
Virginia,
Yeah.
Command has
Do you
it.
want me to show you real quick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
do you mind?
I don't mind at all.
Please and thank you.
Let me just save this as a draft. Start date, May 13, 2022. That's not gonna work.
Because then if we're targeting let's say the Lux buyer,
Mhm.
you know, money coming from Virginia can go a long way, let's say at the beaches.
Correct.
So
Now it's Northern Virginia.
when, certain parts of Virginia, but, I want to say to work at NASA Watix. I'm familiar with NASA Watix, so I know you're jumping out. But anyway, that would, targeting people coming from those cities or states would make sense.
Yes.
So we don't have to just target here in Jacksonville, we can hit sort of those areas.
I also recommend doing the latest Google search,
Okay,
because I think I just did it 2 weeks ago, and there's like 5 states that so many people are leaving, and it's New York, New Jersey, California, of course. But if you do a quick Google search, because it updates, and just say something, which states are people currently moving to Florida from? And that would be an indicator of what location to start doing these Facebook ads in, because that's how Candace got the buyer from Miami, because it was all plastered across the news that people were leaving Miami and they were coming up here.
right.
And so she ended up getting that one buyer who was just like desperate to get out, so, hey, it was still successful.
So then you could technically target like realtors down south.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can do
absolutely.
referral, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking too, there's a lot, I mean, you just gotta get creative, I guess.
Yes.
My mom's a realtor down there, my little sister, and the last quarter, we've had 2 referrals from their offices
Miami?
to come up here, Fort Lauderdale.
See,
Yeah,
from the agent's standpoint, go to the referrals applet inside of Command, and I'll show you a trick.
okay.
That's another thing I actually wanted to meet with you about, is making sure that I'm fully set up there.
Yes, oh my gosh, y'all, because you have no idea how many referrals agents are just giving up by not having their information properly updated. I
Yeah,
taught the referrals applet class in Daytona like last month, and you need to make sure that your information is completely updated, consistent across the board in your marketing profile in Command, mykw.kw.com, which are the white pages. And I can send you those notes too. I had like QR codes on my resource guide for that.
yeah,
And then finally, KW Connect is its own website,
Yeah.
and that needs to be synced across, because literally, one, don't use that generic Scott Roy marketing bio, because every agent knows what that is, and they're most likely not gonna get information or know a little bit about who you are, and might just pass you over. Also, if you speak other languages, that's gonna be the perfect time to make sure that's selected there. If you have military status, if you specialize in one of KW specializations, like
Uh-huh.
commercial, luxury, land, that all needs to be on your profile, so that way people can see that. So let me show you this. This is gonna be way cool.
okay, so Command,
Mhm.
we're going to referral.
Correct, yeah, so the referrals applet. And I'll send you, if you want me to, I'll send you my resource guide on the 3 places, because
Yeah.
I have the written link, and then I have the QR code that you can scan, and it'll take you there. Awesome. So you're gonna go to the map, which is at the top. So of course, you could always filter out agents and stuff like that, but let's say we change production.
Wait, I'm going to referrals, I'm sorry.
Correct. Yeah, no, you're good. Referrals, and then when you get to referrals, just click on the map tab at the top. This is like the best thing ever. And you're gonna change production to referral patterns on the very bottom. Once you select that, I am a part of the Daytona Beach Market Center, which is where it has me registered at. So you're gonna notice that you're gonna be able to see where all of the referrals leave Daytona and go to. So this should be an indicator for you to start connecting with like a lot of the agents, within our group too, because you can get some referrals, but the most important button are the received ones. So it will come from your market center. This is now showing us all the locations that referrals come into the market center. And for example, me, this is my indicator to start connecting with Phoenix, Arizona, or Tucson, Arizona agents,
Wait, what did you click on?
Grand Rapids. So at the very top, under map, if you went to the maps tab first,
Referral patterns.
referral patterns, and your best indicator will be the received.
Are they received, is this only notating the ones that have used the command
I
Correct.
see.
Yep.
Okay.
Because a lot of the agents in Keller Williams, they utilize this system a lot. Like so we are the #1 brokerage that passes around referrals, but a lot of agents do get passed up because we've gotten calls into our market center. And they said or whatever, because they wanted to talk to leadership. They're like, hey, I'm trying to find, luxury agents in your office or whatever. Can't really find any. Daytona, we don't have too many, but what I realized when I went back to do my research, that none of them had their profiles updated. So they could have just gotten like $1 million listing if they would have just had their profile updated, which is so important. And it was just like little things like that. So if you know that a whole bunch of referrals are coming into your market center from these locations, these are the people that you should search, under my network, try to find some people, or even on the map. If we change referral patterns to production, if I know that Tucson, Arizona was popular, I want to start networking with all those agents so that way the next time a referral does come in from there, I'll be considered. And you can just add people to your network. So I highly recommend it's almost like a friend request on Facebook too. You start connecting more with other agents, more referrals that you're going to get back to you. And if you need to book an appointment or just meet with me to make sure that your profile information is consistent across all the boards, once we get everything updated, allow just 72 hours for it to take effect in all systems, and then you're golden. But you don't want to miss out on that referral. That's why I was like, I made an effort to make sure that this was like one of the most important classes I was teaching in Daytona at the time, but I have no problems teaching that class too here.
So Vincent, when I first came out with Command, I did start utilizing the referral a lot. So I thought it was gonna be fabulous,
Yes.
But I realized that nobody else uses it. Like the other agents were not using it. So I've done a lot of referrals sent and received manually,
Right.
not using this.
How long ago was that by chance? They kind of like was like
Year,
no one's using it.
probably when I started.
I'm telling you, there have been like a whole lot more updates. And there are agents out there who are like just full on Command, and they do send referrals, or some agents may not use them, but just start connecting with.
I was just at the ALC retreat and I sat at a table with other people from the ALC and they said one of them, they got like 23% of the business from Command referrals.
Command referrals, okay, that's
Yeah.
right.
So I was surprised to hear the stats myself, but people are,
They're coming on. I mean,
Yeah.
the system is getting a whole lot better. It's becoming a little bit more user friendly. There's more features that have gotten added since because I remember I started out as an agent in 2019 in Daytona, and I wouldn't have even called this a CRM platform. It was such a mess. But over the past couple of years, I've grown to love it, and it's actually quite useful and helpful. I mean, you really can generate business from it
So
at this point.
when you click on these, when you kind of cover over them, like Chicago, it says 1%. I'm seeing they all say 1%. What does that mean?
That means 1% of the referrals that come into the market center, your current market center, are coming from that location. So 1%. So they may not be a high volume number of referrals coming in, but 1% is still 1%. And I know not every location was selected when you do that referral pattern. So I would still your best bet, even though it says 1%, that's still a best bet of when to get your next referral from.
What about the referrals I've already done manually? Is there a reason, should I get them in here?
Yeah.
Does it matter?
If you already done them manually, it's perfectly fine. Usually though, when you have like a referral, like you send it out or something like that to the other agent, of course, the other agent's gonna get paid to get the referral check, but Jen Murray always said that to still create an opportunity and then just upload the referral, the actual
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be it.
Okay.
Yeah, but definitely,
Is it it shows that you sent and received?
Yeah, because I want to go
I didn't
online.
realize
I create an opportunity, then I pull up the proper form and download, I guess, have it
Sure.
signed on those sides, so it's in there. Is that what you're talking about?
correct, yeah. And so if y'all
Because it
want,
used to be like the Kelly app.
yeah, now no more.
That was
on
the
the
biggest
phone app.
pain in the butt.
You can actually do opportunities now on the Command KW mobile app if that helps, but I know for uploads and stuff, you want to use your computer. Would you all be interested if I did a referrals tablet class? Like,
Well, where we can step by step watch you,
yes,
where we are making sure we're totally synced and it's.
yeah, and you said you have
Yeah.
notes from when you've done previously that we could watch on our
Yes.
own?
actually,
or-
let me just pull this up. Actually, I think I recorded the class and I have it uploaded. I'll upload it to the new YouTube channel.
So are we all gonna be going then for the same people, like, since you're gonna show us how to do it, we're all gonna be like.
No.
I wouldn't say so, no, because like everybody should have their own unique bio that says a little bit about themselves.
Right.
And one thing that the referrals applicant do now that you got me on a spin. My referrals, my network. Still in the map, change from referral patterns back to production. There's this little icon called broadcast referral. You need to narrow your agents that you're looking for below 50 in order to broadcast. So doing a broadcast referral as an option for an agent looking for that perfect agent to work with or refer off to, it will have all of the client's information like hidden. The notification will go out to all the agents involved, and then that one agent will be able to see who's actually interested in being able to handle the referral, because they'll be able to see what the referral percentage is and things like that.
I've gotten a few from some guy in Tampa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? You can hit with him?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I got that.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
He uses it all the time,
Yeah,
but he's the only one I've ever received, so I wonder how many.
I've
people
seen
are
one before.
actually-
So you received a referral from them?
Where he like, you have like, you almost put like a time limit on it that you have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you broadcast, so
Yeah,
you'll
yeah,
get dinged,
yeah.
just like a
I
text
can't think
message.
of his name.
I've done that
It's
too.
a KW guy.
and the person that they choose, I mean, he can just award that referral and then they can see all the client information at that point.
Yeah, when it
So-
first came out, I did it, and I didn't win one of those.
Well, we won.
Whatever.
All right, let me just double check to see.
it was a
if
virtual
there's
referral.
anybody else in the
1%.
chat.
1% of
Any
change.
incentive to advertising with video content versus these static ads? No, definitely. Okay, so definitely, I know virtual tours are like really good too. Definitely stick with the photos, because if anything, in that description it says click for price location, you'd want to add virtual tour there. Give them another reason why they're gonna fill out that Facebook lead generation form. Just keep that curiosity there. Just let them know this is what we're gonna promise you if you just get to our landing page. And it's gonna work out that way. Because sometimes once you use the video as like the main source, they're gonna see everything that they already wanted to see, and then there's no interest there as much anymore. Not always, but you can get more leads by using the photo, the one photo. Cool beans. All right. If anybody else has any more questions, just let me know. I am going to, of course, anytime, Lillian. I'm gonna be working on, thank you, Tina. You as well, thank you. I'm gonna work on getting that referrals app class going, so that way everyone else could be informed too. So, thank you all so much.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate